Hello friends, welcome back to Raju Notes channel. Today we will quickly do the second part of the September month, that is from 15th September till the 1st of October, and we will see what kind of questions may figure out or what is the real updates which happened in this 15 days. Well, the first part is after that controversial S-400 issues with India and Russia, where we have already started procuring the S-400, and wherein the US had said that it will put sanctions on India. That thing one side, Russia has presently tested out and started beginning to roll out its new S-500 air defense system. This is much advanced version than the S-400 system, and as per the RIA news, the Deputy Prime Minister Yuri Borisov said that the S-500 will be rolled out very soon. The S-500 has been described as a space defense system, and it is capable of intercepting the intercontinental ballistic missiles, hypersonic cruise missiles, and aircrafts, all inclusive. So this is to be rolled out soon. Russia had started testing the system last year, and it would be deployed around Moscow by this year, the next year end. Again, a matter related to defense. There has been a little fight which happened in this 15 days between France and Australia. Australia was initially procuring and manufacturing its submarines, that is basically nuclear submarines, with the French technology, and they were allies also. But all of a sudden, there was a turn, and because of some back channel talks or something, the Australia has scrapped its submarine deal with France, and they have, in place of France, now approached US for the submarines. And this led to kind of the trust deficit between these two countries, and both the countries had come in open, and they started, it was kind of a verbal war between two countries, and both countries vowing to stop other trades and relations. I just hope this doesn't lead to something new, and otherwise traditionally France and Australia have been together. This was in much of the news for this 15 days. The Central Vista project, which was under criticism ever since the plan was conceived, and you must have seen my 5 minutes video on the Central Vista project separately. If not, please do see that. And the first part of that has been completed, and Prime Minister had launched the defense complexes, and these defense complexes were replaced they will replace some kind of a hutments which are there in that area, and which accommodates nearly 7,000 employees of defense ministry and armed forces. So that has already been, I think, handed over and given. And in recent news, as late as I think 4 days back, after Prime Minister had come back from US, he had visited the Central Vista project during night, and he took a surprise visit and oversaw the process which is going on. And the entire Central Vista has to come up before the Republic Day of 2022. So it is, I think the project is going on full scale, and it should be ready before that. At least 7 Pakistani soldiers were reportedly killed, and this was with an intense fire exchange with terrorists at the Asman Manza area out south Waziristan tribal district on 16th of September. And Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan has claimed this attack. And well, my point in bringing up this issue is that post this 16th of September, there has been few more instances where TTP has inflicted more casualty onto the Pakistani soldiers, not only in Waziristan but also in the areas of Balochistan. And as this month we had seen the rise of Balochistan rebel forces against Pakistan. It included the destruction of Jinnah's statue, which was there as a landmark, that was blown up to pieces. Pakistani forces have been constantly targeted. There is a kind of a unrest happening in Baluchistan as we talk. This will certainly lead to something. And if we recollect, we had discussed this issue somewhere about a year back, and we said that the problem to Pakistan, or how we can deal with Pakistan, is encouraging the bifurcation of Balochistan from Pakistan, and ultimately dividing Pakistan into three parts of Punjab, Waziristan, and Balochistan. So probably this is working out towards that direction. The Ministry of Defense had constituted a high-level expert committee under under Member of Parliament Mr. Vijayanta Panda, and also it includes the former Indian cricket captain MS Dhoni, Mahindra and Mahindra Group Chairman Anand Mahindra, and Vice Chancellor of Jamia Millia Islamia Najma Akhtar. Well, all these people under this high-level expert committee are presently working out for a comprehensive review of National Cadet Corps and how to make it more relevant in the present times. And this might be a question which may say, how does NCC become a stepping stone towards any country's woe and any country's defense system or progress, and what are the present system, what are its flaws, and what can be the suggestions. Maybe it can form a part. Mr. Rajvardhan Singh Rathod is also part of this panel. Maybe kind of an SMT point. If you the Google Grace Hopper Subcom, if you hear this, what is it? Sorry, don't get confused. It is Grace Hopper. Grace Hopper is a 6,200 kilometer long undersea cable, and which runs between the US, UK, and Spain. And it has finally reached UK, and this cable, it is the first undersea cable to connect the US and UK since 2003. With this cable getting operational, it would have a capacity to handle about 17.5 million people streaming almost like 4K data connectivity concurrently. So that is a kind of connectivity which the people of US and UK will get it. So remember the word Grace Hopper, which might figure out in your SMT. The UK, US have assured to build Australia to build its first nuclear submarine amid the Chinese tension that we have already seen. The relation Australia had its relation going bad with France, but now UK, US, basically the triad things coming up in a more aggressive manner to kind of counter the Chinese threat which is happening, or the Chinese tension what is happening in the South China Sea area. So the UK, US and Australia announced a new trilateral security pact, and to share the technologies to improve their defense capabilities. This will include the cyber security, artificial intelligence, underwater systems, and such other things, which will also add to the present nuclear power submarines which are being manufactured for the first time. Incidentally, the New Zealand has banned any kind of nuclear powered submarine in their waters as per their state policy. We'll wait and watch as to who all will get into this pact, and probably now there is already a talk between UK, US, India, Japan, forming up a new kind of an alliance with various names coming out, but yet it is finalized. So probably in the next half of the current affairs updates, we will come to know as to what are the other ones. Finally, after long time, after long talk, the Sunset TV has took its shape, and Sunset TV was basically the old erstwhile Lok Sabha TV and Rajya Sabha TV merging and present, and it becoming one entity. And retired IAS officer Ravi Kapoor has been appointed as the CEO of this new channel, and this was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Vice President Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, who also, along with their Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha speakers, jointly launched this Sansad channel. So that's our thing. Let's hope it counters the world news. And now a very I'll say a different kind of a news figuring out from US, wherein the US Secretary Anthony Blinken said that if Al Qaeda threatens the US from Afghanistan, Taliban will be responsible for it. Although Taliban has said that it will not allow anyone to threaten any other country from Afghanistan, but US says it is not relying on it, and this comes after a report that Al Qaeda could again regain capabilities to threaten US in 1 to 2 years. Well-known fact. I really don't understand the way the entire drama has unfolded in Afghanistan, or the entire tactics or strategy or whatever it you may call it in Afghanistan, somehow defies many logics, and this is also a part of it. Like it is now US is kind of I don't know whether it is giving more importance to Al Qaeda, or it is undermining its own strength and capabilities. It is not known, and maybe as of now there are some kind of inquiries going on, and wherein the army generals have stated on record that they have advised against pulling out, and they have also advised many measures, even to going back to three presidents, previous presidents of US back to back. Something is going on as we speak, but we'll probably come to know in our next update as to what has been the inquiries result all about. The India's first solar mission, Aditya L1, might figure out like what figured out in as a artificial sun, this time in SMT. The Aditya L1 solar mission of India is likely to be launched in the third quarter of 2022, and it was supposed to be done early 2020, 2 years back, but due to COVID the entire project got delayed, and thereafter there will also be a second space observatory, ExpoSat, which will be launched by then. And this as per the solar mission Aditya L1 is concerned, L1 will be sent about 1.5 million kilometers away to L1 Langaringen. Well, this L1 Lagrangian is a point that is between the Earth and Sun, and from there it will observe the Sun, and it's some kind of a data will be collected from that. General Vipin Rawat, the Chief of Defence Staff, has said that India is looking to create a rocket force, and well, I could not get much detail about this right now, but I understood that it will have some kind of a force that will be as per the new age technology, and he says this is coming as because Pakistan is a proxy of China, and it will continue to do a proxy war against India, and therefore he is envisaging that there will be troubles now in Punjab post the Jammu and Kashmir becoming peaceful, and the ISI will push in everything to create unrest in Punjab, and as a result unrest in India as well. So specifically dealing with them, he is planning to create a rocket force. Probably whenever I get more details about this, we will talk about it later. There have been the External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jaishankar, has been meeting a lot of counterparts in various countries, and amongst that, in this 15 days, one of the major meetings was when he met the Saudi Foreign Minister to discuss the Afghan crisis. He has been going to Saudi for many reasons, but this visit was specifically for the Afghan crisis. Afghan is being handled in different ways by the different countries. Saudi is pumping in money and to keep away Afghan Taliban from its own territory. So probably some kind of a meeting or some kind of a discussions happening with its Saudi counterpart. And well, the name given was that some kind of a development projects have been discussed in Afghanistan. And Jaishankar also took this opportunity in calling for relaxation restrictions on the air travel from India to Saudi, and also strengthen the various ties in the areas of defense, trade, investment, and energy. Air Marshal V.R. Chaudhary has been appointed as the next Chief of Air Staff. The Air Marshal V.R. Chaudhary is presently the Vice Chief of the Air Staff, and he has taken over yesterday, and he was IF fighter stream pilot who was commissioned in December 1982, and the present chief yesterday took to fly his MiG-21, I think, which he probably flew from Halwara Air Base when he was commissioned, and marking his retirement. And Air Marshal Chaudhary will be now looking after the Indian Air Force. The SAARC Foreign Ministers meeting, which was planning to be held in the sidelines of the General Assembly session in New York, has been called off. Well, the reason was very strange, and it was been called off over Afghanistan's participation. And Afghanistan wanted to participate in the SAARC meeting, and reportedly Pakistan proposed that the Taliban representative should be a part of the SAARC meeting. And we should know that the SAARC meeting had a representation in terms from Ashraf Ghani regime, but India had objected because this is not a democratically elected government, and for which there were a lot of other countries also which had objected, and finally it was decided to call off the foreign ministers meeting which was planned. The vaccine war has been going on from long time, and UK had finally approved the Covishield vaccine, and because initially UK had said that anyone who has taken Covishield vaccine will not be allowed into their country, and if they are allowed, they will be treated as unvaccinated and they will have to undergo a vaccine and also the mandatory quarantine, for which India had reacted strongly and said that if such kind of actions are taken by UK, then a similar reciprocal actions will be taken and its vaccine will not be recognized. And I think probably after this statement coming in, the UK had relaxed, and it says that it is okay, it will now consider Covishield as an effective vaccine, and it wants to have a healthy relations with India. Well, that was I think good policy what India has been trying to do, and it should be followed in the same way. And however, till now the Covaxin has not been approved, though it has been tabled on the WHO table. We have to wait and watch for that approval. The schedule is already over. The Prime Minister Modi had visited US on a 3-day visit, and this was the first visit after Joe Biden had taken over the country, and this was a first face-to-face meet for all the dignitaries. In this 3 days meet, he had this meet on 23rd, 24th, and 25th of September, wherein he had bilateral meets with the PM of Australia, President of US, and an address at the United Nations General Assembly. And alongside of this, there he also attended a Quad summit. There he met the Vice President Kamala Harris and also the Japanese Prime Minister Suga. and they were quite of a discussions happening here, and this was a total 3 day visit, and it was a good visit as far as India was concerned. And the Prime Minister Modi gave an excellent speech in the United Nations General Assembly, wherein he had criticized the Pakistan and China without naming them, and for their kind of assistance, help, what they have been providing for the terrorist forces. This point of mine was covered, I think, last 3 months back, wherein we said that by India, by allowing to use the maps for the people who are working on the new systems, the result now coming in, the Indian airspace maps for drones are now operational, and Indian government, in collaboration with MapMy India, has launched this new software, and this will now give out purely as to which all places in the country the drone airspace can be used, what are its regulations, what are its parts, what are its green area. You should be aware of what is the green area, green zone, green corridors, red area, red zones, and such other things. And well, once the drone map is clear, it will further be integrated with the aviation map, and this will now see a kind of a revolution in the drones being utilized for a lot of things. We already have seen in the last time that the medicine supply of medicines happening by drones over 22 to 23 kilometers. So, and also in the border areas, we have seen that the drones were given to the Indian Armed Forces to carry whatever, sorry, to carry whatever for about 20 kgs in the border areas, especially for the army. So, drone operational area are one of them. A new Doordarshan and the All India Radio transmitter, that is 10 kilowatt high power transmitter, has been launched near Ladakh region, near Kargil, and in the surrounding villages. So you can still believe the kind of underdevelopment which is there in that areas, and people were deprived of the local news and what is happening across the world. So maybe by putting up a transmitter at an altitude of about 13,300 feet, we will get a reach of about 50 to 60 kilometers, and this would be an effective way to counter any propaganda of both Pakistan and China, and at the same time push in our own agenda. So, if you notice, there was we had discussed about the connecting northeast. Now, just get this point, though it is not exactly northeast, but you can still keep this mind in connecting the remote areas of the country, especially bordering with the Pakistan and China. The US has supported the permanent seat of India on the United Nations Security Council. Well, this has been constantly on. In many countries, all the countries, less China, have been vetoing this on our permanent seat. But the assurance now coming from Joe Biden, and it assures the deep state connections between India and US, with nothing major hampering their relationship. Biden also had reaffirmed that US will support India's entry into the nuclear suppliers group. This is presently we are not. The Quad Fellowship announced for STEM students of India, Japan, Australia, and US. Well, the STEM is science, technology, engineering, and maths programs in various levels, and this will be for all the 4 nations, and about 100 students will be shortlisted every year to pursue advanced degree in the STEM courses. Well, this one more, maybe a small step, but one more important step for the Quad nations. And as I spoke, PM Modi had gave a very good speech on his UNGA meeting, and he had emphasized on the India's strong democracy and also the 75th year of independence happening, and also spoke of the democracy and the anti-democratic forces in China and Pakistan, along with Afghanistan. Yes, this would be an important point. The universal health interface. This is what something new under the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. A unique 14-digit health ID will be issued to kind of all citizens and in phases. Just like your Aadhaar number, now you will have your health ID, and this health ID will from now on contain all the details and all the tests and all the doctor's visits you have ever visited. It will kind of enable you to have a longitudinal health record of citizens with their consent, and this will help, like with this universal health interface, or this 14 digit health ID. You will be able to need not carry all those huge files of your medical records, kind of medicines that may have been administered, what is your history, medical history. That will all give away, and it should help. It will help, certainly help a citizen to have a good quality of his health service. A great thing happening, and this will be, health ID will be free of cost, and it will be voluntary, and it will be carried out in a phased manner. So yes, this will, like Aadhaar was a revolution, now this will certainly be a next revolution, 14 digit health ID number as per as universal health interface. A news coming in, which I am not really sure if it happened or not. There are few agencies which had reported this, and there has been no rebuttal from Indian Army as of now. About 100 odd Chinese soldiers had crossed border at Barahoti in Uttarakhand, and last month it seems they had and crossed, not only crossed over, but they had also damaged some infrastructure, including bridges, before retreating back. It is said that these Chinese soldiers came on about 55 horses, and they came at least 5 kilometers inside India territory through the Tunjunla Pass, and reportedly left before the Indian troops could confront them. News figuring out at 2-3 places, but not yet confirmed news. And I'm looking for the army's rebuttal, or army's any feed, what you call, point whether this is true or false. Let's wait, but this has just happened or 2 days back on 29th of September. So we will see that, and as of now, what we have come to know is that army teams have been dispatched to verify from the locals. Point to wait and watch. The very old government scheme, which was called as a midday meal scheme, and that has been now renamed as Pradhan Mantri Poshan Shakti Nirman Yojana. So Pradhan Mantri Poshan Shakti scheme has been running for over 5 years, and with about 1.31 lakh crores have been spent already on this. And we all know that under the scheme, the lunch is generally provided to the students for many government and government aided schools. And well, in the many parts which has happened, and the this is a very good scheme where basically encouraging the students to come. But only point to notice, Pradhan Mantri Poshan Shakti Nirman Yojana or Pradhan Mantri Poshan Yojana. Any of these things should be known to you. The Japanese next Prime Minister after replacing Suga will be Fumio Kishida, and he will replace Suga as the next Japanese Prime Minister after he won the ruling party leadership election in a runoff vote. The both the other contestants could not get a clear majority over him, and Kishida has now taken over from Suga, and Suga's tenure was a very short one. And let's see how he gels with the Indian Prime Minister. Defense update: China has unveiled a strike capable drone that can remain in the air for 20 hours, and it is a very high altitude, long endurance drone, and has can not only stay there for 20 hours, almost a day, but also can reach a speed of about 700 kilometers. It's a very good system, I must say. And the this was unveiled at the Air Show China 2021, which had just finished in China. This drone is called as CH6, which is the Chai Hong 6, and also it has a takeoff weight of about 7.8 tons and can carry a large range payload, which can include air to ground missiles and bombs, and maybe can carry out an anti submarine mission. Whatever it is, the or right on the outlooks, it looks really good. The capabilities are extremely good, and a potent weapon, I must say, for China if it is true. And the world should be afraid of it now, because with 20 kilometers of endurance, you are expecting it to travel the farthest of distances. And since it's a drone, no need to even retrieve back. If they are ready to, sacrifice a drone, so it can reach probably any part of the globe. While in the same way, and India had successfully test fired on 30th new Akash Prime missile, and the images were rolled out from the integrated test ranges at Chandipur in Orissa. And the Akash Prime is equipped with indigenous radioactive frequency seeker, which has been put to for an improved accuracy, and can also reliably perform in a low temperature environments. Well, this is a new version, Akash Prime. Just know that that is something wherein a new active frequency seeker has been placed in it, which is indigenous. Well, that is all, friends, for this 15 days update. Let us see what the next 15 days will be in our next update. Thank you so much for staying with me for such long. I know my videos are a little long, but I try to make it as short as possible. And there were questions which were asked by my subscribers, that why should these are the same in short messages which anyone can rather read on its own mobile. So what is so special about this updates? I have never said that these are really special. I only said that you need not search through the entire news what comes on the app. Basically, I am filtering it out and giving it to you. These are the points. Now these videos, a month prior to your main examination, if you just go from video and listen to it, your probably the entire current affairs will be updated. So that is the main idea, and any suggestions is most welcome. Please take care, stay home, stay safe. The third wave may or may not come, but please stay safe for your loved ones. Thank you so much.